Hey guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available Valentine's Day 2024, the album, Dad. Shimmy, shimmy, AF. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. When you say it fast enough, you'll always find explosions. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I'm gonna lie. Beast. I don't think I even got one word right in that entire thing. I actually, true story, when I was like in, I think like 5th grade or something like that, I was in choir. Imagine that, right? I wish I had kept on in choir. I did. And then I would have been like one of those musical theater kids and all that kind of stuff, you know? And I probably would have had some gay kids, friends, some gay friends in high school and things like that, and, you know? Maybe had a date before I, you know, came out when I was 18 years old. But anyway, I loved all that kind of stuff, but true story, I had a, we did that song in, what do you call it, in, like 4th or 5th grade when I was in choir, and I had a solo. I did so much, I don't think they knew, or maybe they did at one point, that I would have a YouTube channel where I sang songs, and I don't remember what the solo was, but it was something like, da-na-na-na-na-na-na, when I was just a lad, da-da-na-na-na-na-na, something, something sad, da-da-na-na-na-na-na-na, and the words. Do something, always supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. When you say it fast enough, it's time to talk about Raw Beauty Kristi. What update is there on Raw Beauty Kristi? She's living in her hobbit house. She's living her hobbit dream. Beast. Okay, so let's talk about Raw Beauty Kristi today because two things, okay? First thing is, and let me give a little shout out here, okay? River. Hey, River, how are you? I used to love, oh my God, when I was growing up, I had such a huge crush on River Phoenix. I still, to this day, I think Joaquin Phoenix is so hot, that I had such a crush on River Phoenix. I think he was like 2 or 3 years older than me. I was like, oh my God, I had the same haircut as him and everything, the one that hung down, and that, did you ever see that show running, or that movie Running on Empty? Oh my God, I loved him so much. When he died of an overdose of, I think it was GHB at the Viper Lounge, and his brother, like, was the one that made the 911 call, I was devastated. I think that was, like, the first celebrity that passed away that I was devastated. But anyway, so sad, wasn't it? So sad. Okay, so, he was in Mosquito Coast. He was in, what was that movie? I had when he had his hair all up, I did my hair like that, too. I did The Night in the Life of Jimmy Reardon or something like that. Okay, so anyway, River asked me, I would love to see a Raw Beauty Kristi update. And I was like, is there anything to update? Like, I haven't been watching Kristi, old Kristi, like a hawk, right? Like, I haven't been watching everything that she's done. All the Instagram stories that she hasn't posted. Like, all the videos she hasn't posted. All the non-addressing of all this that she hasn't posted, right? And, she said, more in the way how she still stayed silent. Don't know, it's a bit odd she still didn't come with a video or something. Or I guess I maybe just enjoyed hearing your opinions on that. Okay, so River, you're going to get my opinions on that because Raw Beauty Kristi did come out with a video. And the video is called, Clean My Beauty Room and Chat With Me. I watched the whole thing yesterday as soon as it was posted, okay? So I want to get to the comments here in just a second. Oh, before I get in this video, though, I do want to say yeah, I'll just say it now because it's on my mind. I'll forget it. She posts all these links down here. Well, not all these. She posts like 4 links on here that are affiliate links. And I called Kristi out for a time or two where she didn't disclose their affiliate links. And she says in here, okay, all links beginning with an asterisk are affiliate links. Affiliate links meaning if you click the link and purchase items through that link, I will receive a small commission on that purchase. Then she has the links and they have asterisks next to them, okay? This is the first thing underneath her description paragraph. This is 100% accurate in how you're supposed to do it. Thank you, Kristi, for doing it appropriately. People will still buy your things. I'm very, very impressed with this, okay? And Kristi isn't somebody that regularly non-discloses. She usually does disclose appropriately. But I just want to show all of you out there that, like, for the Jaclyn Hills that can't disclose and just put links and people say that's appropriate, this is exactly how you have to do it. She did it 100%. Chef's kiss. I'm so impressed with this, okay? But before I get into this whole video of talking about Raw Beauty Kristi, I just want to say, okay? So, I think it was yesterday that I posted my video about James Charles because I received numerous paragraphs, okay, of comments. Here I will show you, just to give an idea of how long these comments were. So I got numerous comments from this person. Like, for example, like here's the first comment, okay. Then here is the second comment where they respond to this person saying something, okay. And this person wants us to know that they're not a Jaclyn Hill fan, okay. And then here's another comment. Now, this is referencing a comment that they would like me to respond to on my Daniel Prada video talking about James Charles and the words predator and groomer and things like that, right? So, I said, can you email me the comment and I will respond to it, okay? To be honest with you, it was something I wanted to talk about anyway, and so I thought, here, she wants me to address this. I'll read her comment. I read her comment. It brought up some interesting points I wanted to address. She wrote, I still have it, okay? She wrote me, hold on a second. She wrote me, I'm not going to put her name on here, okay? But she put the comment about James Charles. Here's the opening introduction, okay? Here's the comment. This is the comment that she left on my video, okay? Then last night, alright, she wrote me another email about my video where I said she could comment on that video, okay? And it was called My Response to Your James Charles Video. Here's this email. Okay, she wants me to know she is not a fan of James Charles. Alright. You're not a fan of James Charles. You're not. Believe what you need to believe, okay? But I will say at this point, I'm getting a little worried for you, okay? Because anybody that is writing, and you have now written about this one topic, 30, 40 paragraphs, lengthy paragraphs about it, you will not let it go. I did not even read your email from last night, just to be honest with you, okay? I'm being completely 100% transparent. I'm done talking about this, okay? I mean, I'll talk about it in other videos, but as far as your comment, like, this is, it's getting to a point of ridiculousness now, and the reality is, I had a statement last night that I wanted to say something about, okay? I said anyone who has that much time to respond about an email has either too much time on their hands, is an obsessive fan, or needs to start a YouTube channel. If you have that much to say about this topic, you should just start a YouTube channel, drama commentary channel like myself, okay? Because I bring these things to videos. But I will just say this, that anybody that would go to those links, okay, to write those kind of paragraphs, and I don't know if you're just doing it on my channel or you're doing another channel, but that is a lot of time that you are investing in the life of James Charles to defend him, and whether or not you want to see it this way, I read your comments on video the other day. It reads as though you're defending him, okay? When you are going to those links to defend somebody, and I'm sure I will receive another email explaining in 20 paragraphs how I got it all wrong, and I already, from what I did read the email, you took responsibility for some things, which, you know, you kind of doubled down, and then you're like, well, I really do need to take accountability for this because blah, 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 whatever, but I'm not a super fan of James Charles. But even though I take responsibility for it, you still got this wrong. I thought, I'm out, okay? If you have that much time to focus on all of this, like, this is kind of worrisome for me, okay? And then people want to understand why I think that super fans of people like Trisha Paytas come for me, and I'm getting literally 9 to 15 paragraph emails of somebody defending James Charles, 2 emails, comments like that on several videos, and people think that super fans are not obsessive. No, you guys probably just, the people that are saying this, in all honesty, I'm just trying to be fair, probably just like these people, you know, and you wouldn't consider yourself a super fan, which is why you take offense to that word, because it's like, you've watched James Charles. I mean, there's a lot of people out there, right? They've watched all these people, but they don't feel any emotional connection to them, right? Like, they've just watched them, and they're like, yeah, I thought, like, James Charles, like, whatever. Like, I don't defend what he did, but, like, it's really never been that deep to me, my relationship with James Charles, because I just watched his videos and stuff like that, right? Like, I get that. there's YouTubers that I watch that I don't have any kind of emotional attachment to. There's other people like Nick and Poncho. Nick was this guy that owned this little Chihuahua back in the day, and his name was Ponchino. I mean, I loved this dog. I wanted my dog Pee-Pee, because he was a Chihuahua as well, to do a collaboration with Nick and Poncho. But right after Pee-Pee passed away, Poncho passed away about 2 months later. That broke my heart when I was watching it, you know? There's other YouTubers that I feel kind of like an emotional connection to, or like really got me through tough times watching their videos. Some of you out there that wouldn't even expect that they were the videos, you know? The most popular girl in high school, those animated things with Barbie dolls, like that got me through so much in my life. I loved watching those. I couldn't wait for them to come out, right? And I didn't necessarily have an emotional attachment to them, but like they really helped me. Like I laughed and all that kind of stuff to them, you know? So I get that. But when you're at the point where you're this invested, and let's not get this confused. I am a drama commentary channel doing commentary on what is put out there into the world, okay? I'm not obsessed with these people. I turn off my camera and I go and watch Love After Lockup, which, by the way, the episode last night, oh my lord. Oh my lord. But we'll talk about that on my other channel, my reality TV channel linked below. It's the first thing linked. It's not an affiliate link. It's not even a non-disclosed or a disclosed affiliate link. It's just a link to my new channel. Please go subscribe to it. So anyway, but like if you're that invested, okay, but then you say you're not a fan, I'm like, then I'm not sure what's going on, but that's concerning to me, okay? That kind of obsessiveness, and I'm not saying that you're a stalker or a hater, because you don't come across that way at all, okay? I just want to make that very, very clear for anybody that goes to read your comments. You don't come across to me that way at all, but you do come across to me, and other people do as well, as people that will literally say anything about these people, and you don't even see really that you're defending them. Or you do see it, and so you say that you're not a fan, because you say in this email, it's like the first thing, I just want you to know I'm really not a fan. I'm like, okay. So anyway, I just want to make that very, very clear. I won't be responding to you in another email or video. I just responded to you for about 5 or 6 minutes. There, you got your airtime. You seem like a very nice person. I think this is a lot. I cover this stuff on video, and this is my life on this channel, and I'm not even that invested, okay? So I take a step back and look at all of it, and I wish you all the best. I really do. Please don't send me any more emails, because I won't be reading them, okay? I'm not that invested in that. I've said what I needed to say about James Charles. If you disagree with me, that's totally fine. If you agree with me, that's totally fine. If you want to be a super fan of him, that's totally fine. If you're not a super fan of him, that's totally fine. I respect all decisions. I'm done talking about that comment with James Charles. I will continue to talk about James Charles. So, for people that say you said you would never talk about it again, I will continue to talk about James Charles because I think it's important, okay? But as far as going back, and I'm not doing all that again. Okay, so let's get into this Raw Beauty Kristi thing, right? So, I got contacted like immediately yesterday, right? That Raw Beauty Kristi put up this video, and her video is called Clean My Beauty Room and Chat With Me. So the description box says, hey everyone, today I needed to tidy up my beauty makeup room and decided I would film it and chat with you. Just a chill hangout style video talking about my husband's heart. It's better. Yay. My party planning love, home decor haul from Target and Walmart, how adorable my son is right now, and more. And that's really all she talks about in the video. The video is her like sitting in her like makeup room, beauty room, and she's just like putting things in boxes and taking things out of the room. I mean, there's literally like a 4-minute, 5-minute, 6-minute, 8-minute montage with like her not talking at all, where she's just standing up, walking out of the room, sitting on the floor, standing up, walking out of the room, putting things in boxes and stuff like that. Okay, so here's my thing, right? I'm not somebody, first of all, I just want to say this, because I know, this is the thing, okay? I can call out Daniel Prada for supporting James Charles. I can call out Manny MUA, okay? I can call out people that literally, like Mr. Beast, and people are like, why is Mr. Beast? Well, Mr. Beast doesn't have a close friendship with James Charles. But I can literally call out people for following these people and being friendly with them, which Raw Beauty Kristi has been friendly with James Charles in the past, okay? She met him at makeup industry. She called him a buddy in a video, all this kind of stuff. So she has been friendly with him. I believe she told me that she had talked to him on the phone a couple times. I don't remember when that was, but I think she said they texted or talked on the phone or something like that. So this is the thing, okay? I have talked about other people that have had a less of a connection to James Charles than Raw Beauty Kristi. It's not just about the fact that she liked pictures of his, which she did, recent pictures of his, She liked pictures of his recent launch, which is endorsing his launch, okay? It's not only that, it's that she followed him, okay? And she's unfollowed him, which is great. And a lot of people are like, well, unfollow, you know, whatever. Okay, I think she needs to come out and talk about it in a video. And the reason why I think she does is, and this is just my opinion, okay? It's my opinion! Is because she has talked about Colleen Ballinger, she's talked about the downfall of the beauty industry, she's talked about Jeffree Star, Toddy Westbrook, maybe sometimes without naming them, but she's talked about him. She's even talked about James Charles being part of the downfall of the beauty industry. Go back and watch those videos. She's talking about James, Jeffree, and Toddy, okay? So she's talked about him before. She talked about Colleen Ballinger. She talked about the 8-passenger situation. She talks a lot about controversial subjects and puts her issue out there. Okay, you want to come out and talk about all this kind of stuff, but you will not get in a video and address to your audience why you were following James Charles, knowing that he was a self-proclaimed predator. And I want to make this very, very clear. Before I ever came out and spoke about it, I mean, I'm sure there are people that can sound off about this in the comment section below. I literally, for probably weeks to a month or months, had people DMing me and saying, Raw Beauty Kristi is liking pictures of James Charles, and she still follows James Charles, even though everybody in the world knows that he's being linked to this whole thing with the Cosmopolitan article and all this kind of stuff, right? Okay. So, her whole thing is that she's not on social media, and all these people are like, she literally lives on social media. She's on Instagram all the time. She talked to me about scrolling through her TikTok page, her For You page. There's no way that it didn't come up. There's no way that she didn't know about what was going on. And in fact, when you go back and watch her videos reference things from this period that were going on. She talked about Michaela Nogueira. She made a whole TikTok that got a lot of views about Michaela Nogueira, okay? And Lashgate, Mascaragate, or whatever. And so, she knows about what's going on. So for her to pick and choose and act like she didn't know I didn't really know what was going on with James Charles. Yes, you did, girl. Okay? Yes, you did. And now she's choosing to run and hide. Okay, she's choosing to pull a Michaela Nogueira and act like she doesn't see what's going on and that 9 million people weren't coming to her video. She literally was inundated in her last video. She's now put out 2 videos and not discussed it at all, okay? So her last video was a latte look. She didn't discuss it at all. She was literally inundated with comments of people asking her why she wasn't addressing this. Then she blocked the word Peter Monn, I think, on her channel. And then she blocked, which is totally fine. You can block whoever you want, right? But then she blocked the word James Charles, James, anything to do with that, Predator, things like that, right? So if you wrote a comment, that comment wouldn't show up, okay? And then she was deleting comments as well. Now, when I looked last night, when the video went up at like an hour or 2, I looked at the comments and all the comments were glowing, but we'll look at them in just a second, okay? Kristi, I think you're a bit of a coward, all right? And in all honesty, you really, like, through this demonstration, and this is where people say, she doesn't have to do this. She doesn't have to come out and talk about it. You're absolutely 100% right. She doesn't, okay? But when Kristi has been the voice of reason talking about other problematic people, okay, or other problematic situations, and I think that one of the things that people respect about Kristi and they like about Kristi, okay, is that she is the voice of reason. She is saying things, okay, that whether you like her or don't like her, there's a lot of people that are like, she became money hungry and I fell out of love with her and I unsubscribed to her. People are saying they unsubscribed to her for all different reasons in the last year or 2, right? Okay. But for me, I felt like Kristi was somebody that was a voice of reason. Like, she would say things and I would nod in my head. In fact, when I was watching this video yesterday and she's like showing her, like, you know, Hobbit table and talking about her, I love all that. I think that's cute. I joke about it at the beginning of this video, but I think it's cute. Like, her party planning and her drawing pictures. I even said this to her on her phone. I said, Kristi, like, you were drawing pictures for your best friend's kid's birthday party and you support James Charles. And she was silent on the phone. I go, I just don't understand how you can be such an advocate for kids and you have a kid and yet you don't see why this is problematic and you don't feel like maybe you owe it to your audience to talk about it. Well, I'm going to really need to think about it before I put something out there. What she was afraid of was the reception, okay? And honest to God, the thing I've always loved about Kristi is that I felt like she was just fucking honest. I felt like she just got on video and she's like, hey, you guys, like, we're just going to have a conversation today and I'm going to drink some coffee and I'm going to do some makeup and just talk about topics. Oh, let's talk about Colleen Ballinger. Let's talk about MLMs. What I realized now in that conversation when she said, okay, and this is something that took me a while to figure out, when she said, I need to think this through. Those videos where she comes across as very calm and collected and she's just like kind of like talking off her tongue like I do in my vlog or any other video is completely disingenuous and those are very planned videos. She knows what she's going to say, okay? even confronted her and I said, when I was watching your video about Colleen Ballinger, you cut out a part between the Colleen Ballinger part and when you were talking about the MLMs. I said, did you go off on Colleen or something? Or did you say something and you cut it out because you were afraid of what people would think about what you said? And she just laughed. She never addressed it. She never said anything. I asked her again, and she just laughed, right? So I'm like, what did she say, like, in the video, you know, that she was afraid? Which is totally fine. Edit out what you want to edit out. It's not like I don't edit out things, you know? So, I mean, from time to time, I think we know that I'm not the world's biggest editor. But that's, like, the thing that I've always respected about her, is that she just comes across as, like, having this authentic conversation, like, hey, guys, I just want to have a conversation with you. Well, now that I know she needs to think through these things that she's going to say in videos, right? Like, I have a topic I'm talking about. I sit down in this chair, and I really am a one and done, you know? That's really about how deep it is. It doesn't get any deeper than that, you know? It's not like I'm sitting here, like, I take notes when I want to have points about serious things that I'm talking about. But, like, I can tell you right now, it's not like all this is scripted and I'm just like sitting here reading a teleprompter. I think she goes into these videos and she knows very concisely what she's going to speak about, right? Okay, well then you concisely went into a video deciding to speak about Colleen Ballinger. You decided to talk about the 8-passenger situation. You've decided to talk about other problematic situations and advocate for kids. You've decided to come out and talk about the downfall of the beauty industry. You've decided to basically blame James Toddy and Jeffrey for it. And there was so much money. I think she's so bitter about what happened to the beauty industry and that she's not making any money about. I mean, when you sit back and you really watch some of her videos, what's very obvious is she's very jealous of the people that have a shit ton of money and flying private jets and whatever. I mean, she comments on it enough, okay? And let's just be for real. Like, you want to act like you're above it all, but Kristi, we all remember the brand trip that you went on, sweetheart, okay? When you want to talk about all these brand trips now, we all remember the brand trip that you went on singing karaoke, getting drunk, okay? I remember that. Because I told you years ago when I tweeted something to you or said something to you about that was one of my favorite moments of Raw Beauty Kristi, okay? Because there was a fight going on in the corner that was videotaped, and Raw Beauty Kristi's sitting over here singing I Will Survive or something, drunk as a skunk, right? Lived for that. I thought it was the funniest thing in the entire world, right? So let's not act like we're above it all, okay? Like let's just be real on video and be who you are, okay? So I don't know how long you have to think through this thing. So for me, okay, like, a lot of these, like, one of my issues with Daniel Prada is that he can come out and talk about Gabby Hanna, he can come out and talk about Jeffree Star, he can come out and talk about all these other people, but he doesn't want to come out and talk about Colleen Ballinger, which thankfully he finally did, right? But then he doesn't want to talk about James Charles. So he picks and chooses who he wants to talk about. He picks and chooses what issues he wants to come for and address, right? Well, listen, okay? You know, you can't be like, well, I'm going to talk about the BTK killer and the Gilgo Beach killer, and I'm going to talk about the Green River killer, and I'm going to talk about all these kind of people. But, you know, Charles Manson and I, we used to hang out and go to dinner at Catch LA, and he was like, I have this number, and all this kind of stuff. So I'm not going to talk about Charles Manson. Like, he's a really good guy. Like, if you knew him behind the scenes, he's not a cult leader. He doesn't kill anybody. He's a really nice guy. It doesn't work that way, okay? They're all fucking serial killers. Seriously? So you defend some predators and won't talk about them, but other people you won't. Okay, so Kristi, you can get in a video and talk about Colleen Ballinger and talk about her disgusting, inappropriate behavior, but you won't come out and talk about why you followed James Charles, whose implications are even worse, and he was a self-proclaimed predator. I think you owe that to your audience, okay? And in all honesty, you could have come out in a video and you could have just said, you guys listen, okay? I met James Charles in 2016 at IMAT. That's what you told me. Okay, we exchanged numbers. I started following him then, all right? He was very nice. Seemed like a very nice guy. This was before all the issues came out, all that stuff came out, right? Not, you know, maybe not Ebola and all that kind of stuff that he said about Africa, but all the other stuff, right? Like all the really problematic, because like we always forget about that, right? It's like when your shit gets so bad that we forget about these really problematic things that you said, okay? But anyway, I mean, and that's the lowest. I mean, he's said a lot of problematic things online. I think people just forget about it now, right? Okay. So anyway, and she could say, you know, we've like talked like once or twice through them, because that's what she told me, okay? She said we've talked like once or twice. I can't remember if she said she talked to him on the phone or texted him. I can't remember how that all went, but I think she said she talked to him on the phone like once or twice, and she texted him a few times or whatever. But she hadn't talked to him in a couple years, right? But she continued just to follow him anyway, right? And because of everything that's going on in her life, which I grant her, and I've said in multiple videos that I really feel for what she's going on, okay? What's going on with her in her life, okay? And the reason why I didn't detail those things specifically was because I think that that's rude and I think that that's crass. But we all know what's going on with Kristi, okay? From when her child was born, to family issues with her, you know, her siblings, to her husband and things like that. I feel horribly for her. I do not wish that for her, on her, right? I don't think that that has anything to do with her coming out. And if you guys really want to be honest, while all that stuff was going out, she came out and spoke about Colleen Ballinger. So for all those people that are saying, well, she shouldn't have to come out because she's going through all this kind of stuff right now. She's been going through this stuff, and she came out and talked about, when she was going through all this kind of stuff, my husband's getting ready to leave right now. Hold on a second. He drives by, I'm going to flip this fan and just be like, if I go like this, I'll see if he honks. Honk, honk! He didn't honk. Anyway, just like, so her last, like, one of her last tweets is, hold on a second, let's, like, actually look it up. I don't think she has me blocked yet. It'd be funny if she still followed me. She doesn't follow me on Instagram. I mean, that's fine. I don't follow her anymore anyway. Raw Beauty. Why is it whenever I want to look something up, my Twitter is not doing well? Okay, Raw Beauty Kristi. What is going on? My Twitter is, like, not working right now. Are you effing kidding me? It's like, look. It's just, like, buffering. What is going on? Well, anyway, the last tweet that she put out. Is this, like, is everything down? Hold on a second. Raw Beauty Kristi. Hold on a second. 8. Passenger. Let's see if that pulls up anything on Google. Is our Wi-Fi down or something? If our Wi-Fi is down, I'm going to be over it. Because this is important for me to discuss. I'm like, oh, there it is. Okay. Oh my God, the first video that comes up is me. Okay. What is that? What is that? Not about me. Okay, so here it is. Raw Beauty Kristi. Does she have me blocked? No. Oh, she still follows me. Well, hey, girl. So anyway, the last tweet from 9/3/23. This 8-passenger situation has me seeing red. That was never a mother. That is a monster. Okay? Then before that, 9/2/23. My controversial opinions that you wanted to know. Aliens, politics. That's where she talks about Colleen Ballinger. Alright? So in September, she has talked about these things. Okay? Tweeted about these things. That are extremely problematic. So for those of you guys out there saying that Kristi is going through a really hard time, this is not the time for her to come out and talk about James Charles. This hard time that she's having, which I grant her, okay, I absolutely 100% grant her that she's going through a really difficult time. But while she was going through that very difficult time, it didn't stop her from talking about Colleen Ballinger and the 8-passenger situation and other very serious situations, okay? So that's not an excuse. It's a piss poor excuse, all right? And what that is super fans defending Kristi. Because since I have made these videos about Kristi, I've literally gotten tons of hate, okay? Not threatening, not stalking, not anything like that, but people just be like, how dare you talk about Kristi? Well, here's the deal. For years, people wanted to say I was biased and that I wouldn't speak about certain people, okay? So I talk about Manny MUA, Laura Lee, Daniel Prada, all these people, right? You don't have an issue with that. But I come out and I talk about Raw Beauty Kristi, who is following James Charles and liking his pictures with her full chest, and you all of a sudden have a fucking problem with it. You need to take that up with fucking Kristi, okay? You need to take it up with Kristi. That Kristi, okay? Like, listen, when I've been confronted with shit, I have gotten on video and talked about it, okay? Kristi is the one that is hiding. Kristi is the one that did a 14-minute video, or however long this video is. Let me see really quick. Hold on a second. She's the one that did this. How long is this video? I think it's like 14 minutes. 16 minutes and 52 minutes. Video called Clean With Me, okay? And Room and Chat With Me. She's the one that did this latte makeup tutorial. And in the video, she didn't address anything to do with the whole situation, right? Okay? When all she had to do was come out and say, hey, listen, I used to be friendly with James Charles. I used to know James Charles. I don't talk to him anymore. I don't know anything about him. I did know what happened with the initial allegations. I didn't know about that because I would be a hypocrite if I said I didn't, because I've spoken about it, which then she is, because she said to me she didn't know anything about it. She kind of knew about that. He put out a video and whatever, but she didn't really know much further than that. Lies, 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 yeah. Okay, so, this is going to stop. Hold on just a second. I got 1 minute. This is my second drama video over here today that is very long. So anyway, she could have just come out though and she could have said, listen, you guys, I'm going to make a 2-minute video. Here's the deal. I used to be friendly with James Charles, okay? I haven't been in years. I haven't talked to him. I haven't interacted with him. I have liked his pictures. I have followed him on Instagram. You know, I knew probably, let's say, 40 to 60% of what was going on. I don't know. I was hoping that James would change and he would take accountability for it. You know, when I knew him back in the day, he seemed like a nice kid. And I was just hoping that he would, you know, maybe get in some deep therapy and take accountability for this. I was hoping for him, you know, like he seemed like have a strong future for him ahead of him, and I'm not somebody that likes to give up hope in people and things like that. Unfortunately, you know, Peter and I had this conversation on the phone. Peter filled me in on all the details, including the Cosmopolitan article and him taking down the video, which I wasn't aware of, and all this kind of stuff. I have since also gone in and watched a ton of videos today. I've educated myself, and after everything that I have found out, that what happened years ago is still existing today, and the things are still happening today, I can no longer follow James Charles, so I unfollowed him on Instagram, and I wanted to be honest with you guys and let you guys know that my opinion about James Charles has changed. I can no longer support James Charles, and I will no longer endorse James Charles, and it makes me sad because I had a lot of hope for him, but I was not informed of what was going on, and that was my own negligence. I should have looked into that, and I should have found that before today, but I didn't, and that's my own fault. But now that I know better, I will do better, and I have unfollowed him, and I will no longer support him. People would have literally fucking eaten that up and said that they were so admired about how Kristi handled the whole situation, okay? And that's exactly what she told me on the phone. So I told her, when people are like, you're scripting Kristi'S apology for her, I never told Kristi to come out with a video. I never told her she had to. I never said that she had to. Kristi called me up and I said, hey Kristi, this is your phone call. I'm going to let you speak, okay? Because she asked me to speak. I never reached out to Kristi. People are saying I reached out to Kristi. I never reached out to Kristi. I've already read the DMs. I'm not going to read them again. Kristi reached out to me and said, do I have time to talk, okay? So I gave her my phone number and I said yes. And she said, can I call you right now? And I said, yes, right now is a good time. We talked, okay? I believe it was Labor Day. And I said, Kristi, this is your phone call. You reached out to me. What do you want to talk about? And she said, well, I'm really calling to ask for advice or something to that. And I said, advice about what? She said, well, I really don't know what to do about the situation. And she wasn't mad. She wasn't angry. She said, you know, I made this video, but I mean, it's been so long now, I'm not remembering exactly how it went down. But basically what she said was, you know, like, you made this video, you called me out, I'm not mad about that, whatever. And I said, I don't hate you, Kristi. I don't hate Kristi to this day. I think people think I do. I don't. I just don't understand why it's so hard for her to do the right thing. And I don't understand why it's so hard for us to expect the people that we really like to do the same thing. So all of you fans that are defending Kristi and say she doesn't have to speak about it, don't you expect more from the people in your life? I do. I expect more from my family and my friends and hope that they do the right thing. And I know that they expect the same thing from me. And that's okay. It's okay to expect for somebody to come out and address a serious situation like that they were part of. And yes, she was part of it. Because she had been friendly with him. She had shouted him out in videos. She had endorsed his products in videos. She did reviews of his products in videos. Okay? She had followed him on Instagram. She was liking his pictures. It wasn't like she had never interacted with him, talked ever about him, endorsed his products or anything, okay? She had been a part of building his products. There were people that watched Robbie D. Kristi that had never heard of James Charles before that bought his palette because she reviewed it in a video. Just let's are you guys serious? Like when you guys are like, well, no, that's on them, that that's a responsibility to look into. No. You know, there are people that are probably watching her video that she posted years ago about the Morphe palette that are watching it and then never heard of James Charles, never heard of Robbie Kristi'S, and the video comes up and they watch it and they go to Ulta and they buy it on clearance. Dusty, okay? Give me a break. Like, the links that you guys go to protect these people. And here's my thing, right? Like, she told me on the phone, like, after everything that she saw, she can no longer support him. If that's the case, okay? If that is really the case, that after everything that you saw online, and everything you've read, and all the videos that you've watched, and your conversation with me, that you can no longer support him, and you have come out and talked about the downfall of the beauty industry, Colleen Ballinger, 8-passenger situation, on and on and on, advocating for children on your channel. You've talked about all this kind of stuff. Why is it a lot to ask that you come out and speak about this for a minute or two? I, honest to God, thought that in this video, that's why I watched the whole thing, I thought she's going to slip it into the last minute, right? And I would have even said on video, okay, fine, at least she addressed it in a video. But she didn't even do that, you know? And no, I don't think it's a lot to ask for the people that we think are reputable, respectful people. And I did think that of Kristi. to come out and address issues when they're brought to her. And a lot of people are addressing this and bringing it to her. I mean, tons and tons of people, okay? Now, when you go through these comments, like the top comment is about, "Hi, Kristi, I'm deathly afraid of spiders," and it goes on. "My husband does cold plunging. Please, please, please let me encourage me." I mean, you guys are talking about Zach, her husband, which I'm very happy that he's doing better. I mean, literally, there is not one comment, disparaging comment, asking her anything about James Charles or anything. Here, I'm going back to the newest comments, 40 minutes ago. "Yes, please film more home things. I'm down for all the videos, party planning. Yes, shopping home decor. These photos are stunning. More bug content, please. I would love a shopping video." Let's go back to her last, because there's not one comment on there about James Charles. She is deleting comments and blocking people like crazy, okay? And she's already shown that she is deleting people like crazy. We've already seen that. Now, I know for a fact on this latte video, there were tons and tons of comments, okay, about James Charles. So I want to see, oh, here, there are. Somebody said, the top comment is from 2 weeks ago, 319 likes. So it's not just me saying it. "I would have rather had a statement than a makeup tutorial." Somebody, the number 2 comment is 414 likes. Wow, I think she filtered his name because I saw so many comments saying, "Please address this," and people asking what's going on in the comments and absolutely no answers. That is an insane way to handle the situation, especially when she is such a vocal advocate for children's safety. And then somebody said, "Anyone else," this is like the 3rd or 4th comment with 95 likes, "Anyone else completely blindsided by all this drama? I never would have expected this, and now I'm in a tough spot because I truly love her content. Been a fan for over 7 years now, but as a mother with 4 young children, I just can't support her anymore, and it's killing me." And, you know, that's the thing is, like, I say this a lot, right? Like, I joke in my videos and I say get fucked and all that kind of stuff, right? But I've said that, like, other people that I'm friendly with in the drama community or that I'm civil with or colleagues with and stuff like that, right? Like, there's a lot, I think we all know, there's a lot of cutthroat people in the drama community. There's a lot of cutthroat influencers, right, that will say things. But, like, I have set myself up, this is why when people come to me and they're like, "Peter, you used to be this kind, gentle old man that talked about preaching positivity and all this kind of stuff," right? Get fucked. No, but seriously, you can be a positive, kind, older gentleman that still preaches positivity and kindness, okay, and tell somebody to get fucked. That's called standing up for yourself or being funny, okay? I know you want Gramps sitting on the front porch going, "Today what we're going to do is talk about how much we love Jeffree Star because he doesn't do a thing wrong." And then you guys are like, "Drink the Kool-Aid, Shelby." No, we're not drinking the Kool-Aid over here. No more. Those days are gone. But am I a nice, kind person? Yeah, I'm also a drama commentary channel. But I've said to a lot of people that I've worked with throughout the years, right? Like, if the things that you say, if I said on a tweet or in a video, I would be literally canceled for it, okay? Literally fucking canceled for it. Period. End of story. This is the truth. I would love for somebody to say, "Peter, you are absolutely fucking right about that," because I have never said this in a video before, right? You know, when people are calling each other the C word or, you know, just, you know, go do this or whatever. Like, if I ever said that, okay, I would be canceled literally overnight. Well, Kristi knows that. Kristi knows that she's held to a higher standard, okay, because she's been the voice of reason, and she's been somebody that's been very honest, and she, you know, is making this, like, cozy house and farm and things like that. But that's also been her selling point. Okay? It would be like if something huge happened and I wasn't willing to address it anymore, you know? Which I was so scared of addressing those things because, A, I don't like talking about the dark subjects because I like flipping a fan, right? But also, I felt like it was negligent that I wasn't bringing my voice to the conversation when I do think that I have a perspective and an opinion from life experience that everybody that's talking about it is 30 years old and I'm 51 years old, okay? And I'm not saying that I'm better or that I'm worse. I'm saying I'm offering a different perspective based on my life experience. So maybe it is important for me to come out and share my experience on those things, right? And because I think people do look at me a certain way. I don't know why I'm smelling apples. Oh, it must be my new apple candle. It smells so good. Here, let's just light her up right now. It's starting to get dark outside anyway. I light all these candles out here. Oh, there it goes. While I'm watching my shows and stuff like that. But anyway, and I'm drinking my Apple Crisp coffee. My Apple Crisp shaken apple oatmeal espresso with a extra shot of blonde espresso. Okay, so anyway, but I think that's part of the problem, and I think that's why she's scared to come out and talk about it, because she knows that people are going to eat. There's going to be people that are going to love her, and there's going to be people that are hate her, and I said that to her on the phone. I said, listen, There are going to be people that are going to eat your, you know, your stance up, and they're going to love it. There's going to be other people that are going to be like, no matter what you say, it's not right. And I think that's where people think that I fall, is like, no matter what these people say is right. I don't really think it's a huge request to ask that these people do the right thing. And I really don't understand why you guys have such a problem that I'm asking people to do the right thing. And I'm not even asking it. I'm not even demanding it. I'm just like, it would be nice if they did. I would love to be pleasantly surprised to wake up to Kristi being like, hey guys, listen, you know what? I fucked up. I knew better. I shouldn't have been following James Charles, but I held on too long, right? Like I said the other day in the video, like, listen, I was holding out for Manny. I thought he would change. And then the Colleen Ballinger thing came out, and he, you know, said she felt sorry for her in the podcast. And I'm like, what is going on here? And then he continued to follow James Charles, and I was like, he's never going to change. I can't do this anymore. There's no fault in people changing their opinion or changing their stance or who they support with more information or waiting and whatever, okay? Kristi, it's not going to ruin your career. I think people will respect it more. Come out and say, I waited so long because I was scared of the reception of it, because that's the truth. Just be fucking honest. You know, she called me and asked me for advice, and what I told her was, be honest with your audience. Tell them what you told me on the phone. It's what I've told everybody that's ever come to me. You know why? Because when people ask me things that I think I need to address, I'm just honest and I share with what's going on in my life, you know? Nobody can fault you for that. Even if it's not the most popular opinion in the room, it's your opinion. You know? And opinions are like assholes. We all have them. And opinions are not facts. They're not knowledge. You know? But who we follow, who we support, those things are. And sometimes we have to change our mind about that, you know? Sometimes we have to change our mind about that. You know, so like somebody said, you know, if Kristi came out and made a video and unfollowed James Charles, Peter said that he would follow her back right away. I never said that in a video. I actually said that it would take me a while. Sitting here today on, what is it, the 22nd? 23rd? The 23rd of September. If Kristi came out in a video and addressed this, first of all, you know, I would say it's a little too late. I can tell you that right now. Because for the people that say that she can't do anything right, I would say it's a little too late unless she wanted to address the timing in it. But then I would say, but I am impressed that she finally came out and addressed it, because a lot of people won't, you know? I want to be able to follow Kristi again. No, I'm not going to turn around and follow her again, but if she comes out and this is not problematic and she addresses this, maybe over time I will reevaluate my stance and follow her again. Not like she's waiting for a follow from Peter Monn. She could give a rat's ass, right? But I would like to be able to, because she's somebody that I've really liked for a long time. And it's not just about her makeup skills. It's just about who Kristi is as a person, or who I thought she was. And I think that's the thing that's so disappointing. And I think that's actually why this story is picking up a lot. Is because you can hate somebody, right? Like, people really, like, hate Jeffree Star, or they hate these people, right? Like, I've seen people write that in comments. That's a pretty strong emotion, but it takes somebody like that quick to unfollow them. They'll still watch somebody that they hate, right? But when you're disappointed in somebody, and I've had those words thrown at me before, like, Peter, I'm so disappointed, even though I knew the truth, you know? But when people say, I'm so disappointed in you, like, that cuts deeper, right? That's what people are saying to Kristi, I'm disappointed. Like, I've loved you for years, and I don't know why you won't come out and address it. Just come out and address it, Kristi, you know? I'm not telling you to do it. I'm not demanding you to do it. I'm not asking you to do it. As a person that has been friendly with you in the past, okay, that you called and asked for advice, it will just get rid of this, and you can quit acting like it's the elephant in the room and move on with your life and enjoy your best life, okay? You never have to talk about it again. You know? Ever. And honestly, if you do, and you want to address further down the road more serious topics, because I think you should, you know? I said in a video before, I don't think you're the right person to talk about those topics. I don't know, I kind of feel like the things you said sometimes I really listened to and I thought were good, right? But if you want to down the road, you can say, and I don't understand, you know, or I do understand why people are not coming out and speaking about it, because I was in the same situation. And from my experience, I was like so afraid to talk about it because I was afraid of what the public perception would be. Then you're sharing your life experience and you're turning your wounds into wisdom, and it's a teaching moment for your audience. And man, a teaching moment for your audience is really super fucking powerful, right? It's really powerful. When I watch a video and I'm like, have that moment of clarity when somebody says something, I am like, damn. You know? Like, wow. So, anyway. I'm not telling you what to do. I hope you do the right thing, Kristi. It's been long enough, and it'll just clear you of all this, and then you can move on with your life. And I think you've already lost like 10 or 20,000 subscribers off of this. People are unfollowing you. People are not going to forget about it. You've gotten in magazines over this. Lots of videos have been made. Just make it all go away. You know? Prove to us that you are and have always been the person that we thought you were. That's what I want to see. You know? We all fuck up and make mistakes. We all support sometimes the wrong people. That doesn't make us horrible human beings. That makes us people that need to be educated and informed and change our minds and our opinions about things and be honest with people and ourselves, you know? There's no fault in that. And even though I think it's a little too late, I do grant her that knowing Kristi that doesn't get in a lot of drama, this is probably scary for her to deal with. So just get rid of the fear. You know, go through it and come out and talk about it. It'll get better. It'll get easier. Trust me. You know? And I don't fault anybody that's hanging around for Kristi, you know? And that just can look past this. Hey, listen, we all have our different standards for different people. You know? We all do. I don't fault you for that or anything, you know? Like, it is what it is. But anyway, let me know what you think about that in the comment section below. So, the bottom line is, Kristi made this video, and she didn't address one damn thing about, except for her makeup, and she talked about her husband a little bit in there. And the whole thing is, to me, is that she kind of made it seem at the beginning of the video like she was going to talk about important topics or topics she had been thinking about. And so I kept on watching for that, because I was like, okay, she's going to address this, right? And so to me, it kind of seems a little clickbaity. I'm not somebody that really reads description boxes before I watch videos. I don't know about you. But in the description box, she's very clear about what she says, even though she says, and more. I don't know. Like, I think if she was going to talk about James Charles, she would say, I'm going to address the James Charles situation. But it does feel a little clickbaity to me, like, when she says at the beginning of the video, like, I have some topics I want to talk about that I've been thinking about. I immediately thought she was going to talk about this, right? Like, I literally was waiting, like, when is she going to come out and talk about this? So then I'm like, okay, now you really are kind of being like Michaela Noguera and all these other people. You're kind of like throwing it out there and reeling it back in a little bit, right? Like, now you're kind of playing jokes with people about this, and that's, I really do take issue with that. Like, that's a shitty look. Like, that's a shitty move. To even come out and say, I know a lot of people want me to talk about the James Charles situation, I've unfollowed him, I'm choosing not to speak about it, and I hope that those of you out there that can accept it will accept it, and those of you that can't, I understand. That at least is a statement, okay? But to come out and say, I'm going to talk about a lot of topics that are mine. Girl, we know what topic's on your mind, okay? Because you're avoiding it. You are literally avoiding it with everything you possibly can. We know the topic that's on your mind is James Charles and everybody talking about you and James Charles, okay? So the fact that you want to act like this is not going on, this is not even a topic in your life, okay? That, to me, is where, like, the negligence comes into play, and it's just like this avoidance activity that really shows truly, maybe, that you have never been who I thought you were. And like I said just moments ago, I want you to prove to us, because you don't owe it to me, I want this, but I'm not asking for it, I'm not demanding it, I'm not telling you you have to do this, but I want to see, okay, that you are the person that I always thought you were, because everything that you are doing is pointing to the contrary. And to all your fans that have stood by you for years, what you are doing is pointing to the contrary. It is showing you, people, that your character does not match your words. Just saying. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.